Hey potheads, so today I'm going to teach you how to pull a handle, and then I'm also going to teach you how to add it to the mug. Let's go. Okay, so I already have my piece wedged out. I already started just a little bit so that we could get it going. So what you're going to do, I like to hold it in my left hand because I'm a righty. So you're going to dip it into the water, also your right hand, and then just pull it down as you're pulling the big piece up. So it just slowly comes up and down. Oops. If it comes off, that's okay. We'll just save it for later. Grab more of the clay up at the top. So what I'm doing is I'm going to pinch my thumb right in there, and then I'm also going to pinch my fingers to it so that it all comes down nicely. And then I already have that thumb imprint so that when I go to hold the mug, I already have the thumb imprint. Then I'm going to turn it 180 degrees. Do the same thing. Just get it to be nice and thin and even. Now that it's at this stage of thickness, I want to come more down to the bottom and thin it out, because I like for it to be thick up at the top and then thin down at the bottom. Now that we're here, I'm going to grab it with both hands, turn it over, grab the very bottom, lay it onto the table. All right, then I have my little needle tool here. I'm going to go at the same angle as the very bottom part. So straight down, at a little angle, take off this big piece. Then I'm going to push it with my finger so that it can come up. Grab it down at the bottom, put it onto our bat. And then here we are. So here is our bat. I have a few of them on there. And they're just going to dry out for a little bit so that when we are ready to put it onto the mug, that it's not flimsy and flopping over. So let's do one more so that we can see it go a little bit faster. So we flip it around as much as we need to, pinch our fingers. Once we get the right thickness, then we'll just focus on the very bottom. Get our thumbprint in there. Turn it around, flip it onto the table, cut it, pick it up. This one's a little bit long, but that's okay. Put it onto there. Okay, so now that they are all laid out, I laid them in the direction that they're gonna be sitting on the mug so that they can kind of get set up like that. So you can see this one is already stiffening up and it's almost ready. These ones I did a little bit earlier, so let's see. So you see how it's not like too flimsy at the bottom like this one was? This is way too wet to put on there, but once it's more dry and stiffening up, we can add it to the mug. So let's go do that. Okay, so I keep it in the bag so that it can stay pretty moist. So let's take it out. So you can see that it's not completely dry, it's still at that leather hard stage. So what we're gonna do is grab our sponge. So it's got a little bit of water in our sponge. We're just gonna rub it onto where we want it to go. Little circles right in there. Then we'll get our needle tool and just make some little hashes. Slip and score it. We'll get some more water on there. Okay, get some water on to the bottom. Slip and score it. We'll leave this clay on there. Then we'll put it down just for a second. We'll get the handle that we made earlier, straighten it out, get our needle tool again, and then slip and score this part as well. We'll put it down just for a second, get our mug again, dip our fingers in the water, and then just right on the mug where we did our scratches. Then from here, I'm gonna hold the handle just like this, push it onto there with my thumb and forefinger, and my other hand on the inside. Bring it down while my other thumb is holding it. Push it up. Then I'm gonna put my inside hand all the way inside so that I can press against the bottom part. Press it, squeeze it, And then I like to get this to be a little curl. So I'm going to take some of this off. Make it even thinner. And then we're just going to wrap it up, just like a little Tootsie Roll. Clean up those little cracks. Okay, that's how it's looking right there. Then I'll come up into this part, scrape it with my thumb, and push it into the mug. So scrape with the nail of my thumb, all while pushing in with my inside hand. Come on the other side, use our finger and just push down. Get all that clay to be pushed into together. If there's excess clay like this one has, I'm gonna get my needle tool again and then just scrape some of that off. From here we got our sponge again, and we're gonna clean it up. So we're gonna come right in here and clean it up with our little sponge. Come on the other side, make sure it's all clean. Make sure that the outside is clean and free of fingerprints. Once it's clean, we're gonna reshape it. So make sure you just kind of hold it up to your face so that you can really see. I'm gonna push it down just on the top so that it has more of a curl, more of a curve. That way it's easier for us to hold. Make sure our little Tootsie Roll down here is looking okay. Check it from the front, check it from the back. Make sure it all lines up and looks even. We can clean it off again with our sponge, whatever parts we need. And then we are done. We won't want to grab it right now because if we do, it'll just come right off. But once it's more dry, we'll be able to handle it a little bit more. And then once it's fired, you'll definitely be able to handle it even more. So there's our mug. Okay, potheads, so now that we know how to add on the handle and how to make it, let me know if you have any questions. This is how it's gonna look when it's pretty much finished. And then this is how it looks when it's fired at cone 06, so 1800 degrees. Here's the handle, we could grab it and throw it around so it's all good. And then here's what it's looking like when it's been fired at cone 6, so 2200 degrees. And it's definitely good and stable and ready to be used for multiple generations, multiple years if you want. All right, and then we're done. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Make sure you follow along on all my platforms. Go check out my website and go get a piece of your own. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day.